everybody. My name is Mike Kesselring. I'm a nurse practitioner here at Portage Behavioral Health. I'm going to talk about the power of the imagination. You might ask why? Because it's something I utilize on a daily basis. You've probably heard of things like gratitude as a tool for perhaps quieting down your mind. One of the things I've been taught is that you cannot be angry and grateful at the same time. But the reason I brought up the imagination is because I think it ties into everything we try to do here from a mental health perspective. Many of us are, me included, I won't talk about other people because I don't like to be told what to do, but I have a tendency to get stuck in patterns of thought or patterns of behavior that are repetitive. And sometimes I'll wake up in the morning and I'm like, ugh, I gotta go to work again, I don't want to do this, things like that. Or I'll find myself trending in the negative direction, or I'll start worrying about stuff, right? How am I going to pay my bills? What am I going to do? What if I get this coronavirus? On and on and on. And what I like to try and do in my own daily routine is to imagine something different, right? A lot of times my problems center in my imagination. How many times have I been worrying about something that never comes to pass? And the other reason I like the idea of harnessing my imagination is I can't make something happen in my life if I can't imagine it. Right? If I can't think about it happening, then it's probably not going to happen. And I find myself rooted in the past or rooted in some horrific scenario I've created in my mind about the future. And so one of the things that helps me is to imagine my day and imagine my morning. And I try to imagine a positive day and a positive morning because the option is to go the negative road, and I don't like going the negative road. So what does all of this mean? It means it's work. And that's the hard thing I want to say to you. Mental health is not something where you just wake up and you're fixed. But what are some things we can do as individuals that could help us? And a lot of the things that I try and do are centered on my imagination and imagining something better. Imagining what my day would look like. And the thing that I do, I'll give you one concrete thing I do every day. When I wake up in the morning, I sit for 5 to 10 minutes and I meditate. Why? Because I want to imagine a good day. And so I imagine how I can contribute to the day in a positive way, right? And the reason I frame it that way for me is because I can't wrestle happiness for my day, right? I can't force happiness or force my mood. But if I think about how I can contribute in a meaningful way to my day, it just helps me stay in a positive frame, right? And it's also a way of not forcing something, because if I'm fighting anxiety or if I'm fighting the negative, now I'm doing battle with the negative, right? I see a lot of people who have addiction problems, right? They struggle with alcoholism or they struggle with opiate addiction. Some of you might have this yourself. And one of the things that I think has to happen for somebody to get into recovery from those illnesses is it's no longer I'm trying to live life not using drugs or I'm trying to live life not drinking alcohol. I'm trying to live life spiritually, to borrow a phrase from the 12-step movement. What does that mean? I don't know, right? There's the question for you. I can tell you what it means for me, but that's not important. What does it mean for you to live spiritually, And one of the things that we can harness to do this is values, right? If I, Mike Kesselring, tell you I value honesty, well, am I living an honest life, right? Am I full of beans, right? Or if I tell you I value unselfishness, am I living an unselfish life? Am I trying to help others? One last thing to remember, if you do suffer from an anxiety problem and you have panic attacks, if you do not utilize tools like I'm sharing with you when you're not anxious, you will not have practice utilizing the tools when the poop hits the fan, for lack of a better term, right? And so I encourage you to use these ideas and harness your imagination and the power of meditation and these things. Use them when you're feeling well. Find a time in your day when you're the least anxious or when you're the least depressed, whatever it is for you, and practice. Practice watching your thought. Practice your imagination. Practice focusing on your values. What do you value? And see how it goes for you.